Good evening, it's meteorologist Michael Fecka. Welcome back to the 9 p.m. all-weather, all-streaming show that we do here every night during the workdays and on weekends. We stream it out to all of our streaming platforms as well as to Facebook Live and YouTube. So if you are joining us from either of those places, please feel free to leave us a question or a comment. Hopefully I'll be able to address everything as I go through the forecast, but if not, I'll go through at the very end and see if I can answer anything individually for you. But let's get started here with a look at our headlines. So what are we tracking out at least for the next couple of days? Well, starting for tonight, we did have some of those clouds out there today. We had that cold front move through earlier this morning, brought in some rain showers. We even had a few light snow showers and a few flurries out there this afternoon. But since then, we've dried out and a lot of the cloud cover is beginning to clear out across the tri-state. So we'll be clearing and sharply colder overnight tonight. Then we've got a couple of more chances for at least some snow showers Thursday night, and then again Friday night into Saturday morning. And then we've got a bitter cold chill still continuing for us through at least the first part of next week. So definitely feeling more and more like winter here now that we're in the middle of January. It has not felt like winter at all across the tri-state so far. So this is definitely more typical for the month of January. But here's a look at the radar loop from earlier today. Again, we had some of those rain showers departing off to our south and east earlier today, and then we had some of these light snow showers and flurries that are just going to continue to drift on through here. They are drying up though, and a lot of this that you're seeing on radar isn't actually making it to the ground. But if you're going to be out and about late tonight and you still see a lingering flurry, don't be surprised. And but looking at our current temperatures, a lot of us are sitting in the mid to upper 20s, still mostly cloudy out there, but again, we will be clearing out through the overnight hours. But looking at our current temperatures and comparing that to how that was just 24 hours ago, that front did a whole lot for us, okay? That moved in this morning, and now we're sitting at around 30 degrees colder than where we were just 24 hours ago. So if you're stepping outside thinking, what happened? Well, it was that cold front that moved in, and the winds that are coming up out of the northwest, not making it feel any better out there. We still have wind gusts up to 20 miles per hour, possibly even 25 miles per hour through the next hour or so, and then they will start to kind of ease up overnight tonight, but still breezy, and we still have that wind chill factor to contend with when we wake up tomorrow morning. But let's take a look at those feels like temperatures outside right now. It feels like the teens, feels like 12 up towards Huntingburg, 19 in Henderson. It only feels like 14 there in Owensboro. So definitely a chilly evening, and the winds, as I mentioned, maybe still gusting up to 20 miles per hour here over the next hour or so, but they should just hang out in the teens through the overnight and into tomorrow morning. But still breezy enough to make those feels like temperatures a bit chilly out there. So it's going to feel like the teens here through the rest of the night, and then by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, it may feel like the upper single digits in a couple of locations. So definitely making sure you've got multiple layers, you're bundling up before you head out to work or school, and you're making sure you start that car up a good bit before you get inside. But looking at our actual temperatures for tonight, they will be dropping down to around 18 degrees, wind chills anywhere between 8 to 12, and then tomorrow we will warm back up to right around freezing or just below, but again, still a little bit breezy out there, so it will likely feel like we're in the 20s through tomorrow afternoon. But at least we'll see mostly sunny skies, and then looking at that temperature outlook through the next 6 to 10 days, it looks like we'll stay on the cooler side here through at least the start of next week. So there's a look at your 7-day temperature trend here. We've got one more day here where we maybe pop up above average, and that's going to be for Friday. That's going to be as that frontal boundary moves through, and that could bring us the chance for at least some rain and snow showers to be mixed together. And then we'll be a lot colder there through the weekend, only topping out in the 20s, and then continue to only top out in the upper 20s through Monday and Tuesday, with overnight lows down into the teens. We don't really warm back up above freezing until we get into Wednesday of next week. So at least 4 consecutive days there where we're going to be below freezing. So definitely chilly out there. If you have any weekend plans, make sure you definitely have that winter jacket on deck or handy if you're going to be outside. But looking at our hour-by-hour forecast, let's start it off with tomorrow. So again, we're going to be pretty dry out there, mostly sunny skies when you're waking up, and we'll stay sunny even into the afternoon. It's not until tomorrow evening Then we start to see those clouds begin to build in from the west, and then we'll have a frontal boundary pass overhead. And as that front passes through, you'll see these blue colors here. That is a band of snow showers that is forecast to kind of just swipe on through the tri-state fairly quickly overnight Thursday into very, very early Friday morning. Not expecting a lot of snow out of this, so don't get too excited. Perhaps a coating or a dusting on elevated or grassy surfaces is expected as that band passes overhead. You may have to brush your car off in the morning, but I'm not really seeing too much of an impact on roads either, especially because temperatures will warm back up above freezing by Friday afternoon. So if there is anything on the ground by the time you wake up Friday morning, it will be gone by Friday afternoon. But we do have another front that will slide in for Friday night and into Saturday morning. And as that front moves through, that could kick up the chance for a few more light rain showers mixed with some snowflakes there, especially into the overnight hours into early Saturday morning. We may still have a few flurries flying around through the first part of the day on Saturday before we completely dry out. Saturday night and into Sunday, high pressure will build in overhead. But in terms of snowfall, at least through the end of this weekend, again, the model's not really showing a whole lot for us there, even with those Saturday snow showers. So over the course of the next couple of days, we may pick up anywhere between a coating, possibly up to a half an inch in some locations, but I don't really even think most of us will see it. So just get excited for the fact that at least it is still winter here in the tri-state, and at least it's starting to finally look like it. These are more festive flakes than they are anything harmful to us. But looking out ahead, though, through the end of the month here, January 22nd through the 28th, it does look like our pattern changes a little bit. So we don't have anything major moving through during this week, but we may see a favorable setup for at least some more moisture to get reintroduced back up into the Ohio River Valley. We're also outlooked there for the potential of some heavy rainfall through the 22nd and into the 28th. So what exactly are the models looking at here? Well, it's this area of low pressure that's going to be lifting up to our north. That'll spread in some widespread rainfall for the end of next weekend. So not this weekend, but the following weekend. So we're about a week and a half out in the forecasting range here. So there's probably going to be a lot of change with that particular forecast. So definitely stay tuned for the latest. But in terms of our forecast here, that wraps us up here, at least for the next 7 days. We'll stay mostly dry tomorrow during the daytime, and then a few snow showers moving in overnight Thursday into very early Friday morning, very light, a coating possible. Then as we get into Friday, again, we'll have another front move through Friday night. That could spread in a few rain and snow showers. Not expecting much in the way of accumulations, but again, a quick coating or dusting is possible with that round as well. And then a few lingering flurries possible into the first part of Saturday, but mostly dry and very cold as we go through the weekend there, dropping down into the 20s for our highs. We won't warm back up above freezing until the middle of next week. But before I go, I do want to talk a little bit about the wind chill. So now that we're kind of getting another round of some of this colder air moving through, I'm sure a lot of people have questions about what exactly is the wind chill and how does it work? Well, our bodies heat itself, right, from inside to out. But our bodies actually lose that heat through convection. So what happens during calm wind days is that body heat that's surrounding us, it acts as like a protective blanket in a way. And especially when there's no wind, that protective blanket kind of sticks around you and it keeps you warm, and it doesn't really allow you to cool off all that much. But when it is a windy day, it does do something. And what that does is it actually pushes away that little warm bubble of air that your body has created. So if you got 20-mile-per-hour winds, your warm layer gets blown away, and what temperature would actually be 20 degrees starts to feel like 4, because not only are you losing the heat that's surrounding your body, but your skin also has moisture on it naturally. We're made up of 75% water, so wind also helps to evaporate any little bit of moisture that you even have laying on the surface of your skin, and that can make it feel even colder out there, especially when the wind blows. So that's kind of a little explainer there on the wind chill. But that is that is all I've got here for the forecast. Let me actually go back in and put this on the 7 day so you guys can get one last look at it, and then I'm going to hop off and check out some of the comments before I go. All right. Good evening, Matt. He loves the cold weather. Great marathon training weather. Well, that's one way to look at it. At least you won't be too hot and sweaty if you're going to be running outside. Good cold evening, says Denise Burr. Laura Gray, she is watching from Dawson Springs. Thank you for tuning in. Zach Seat says, good evening, Michael. Good evening to you. Same thing to Ricky Brown. Laura Gray says, as long as it doesn't snow on my 60th birthday tomorrow, I am happy. Well, it won't snow during the day. It may snow later that night, but maybe your birthday will be over by that point, technically. So I'm hoping your birthday wish comes true, Laura. Good evening to you, Samuel. Tina also says good evening. Well, thank you. Good evening to all of you guys. I'm not really seeing too many questions here. So I'm going to hop off the live stream and I'll send you guys over to 14 News at 10 for all the latest news and weather headlines. Until then, everybody, stay safe. Have a great rest of your night and stay warm. Remember, going to be very chilly waking up early tomorrow morning. Single-digit wind chill values possible as you head out the door. So make sure you bundle up.